the moment, stay focused. I smell the wind and it's potent. I remain the main component, cause they all know I'm the coldest. So cold that they frozen, overwhelmed by the notion. Pressure building, it's over when you feel the explosion. Yeah, they call me the showman. The way I'm shining, I'm golden, and I bring the commotion. My spirit never been broken, cause I got the devotion. No magical potion, you're just a drop in the ocean. I'm a tidal wave taking over. In the moment, stay focused. They all know I'm the coldest. So cold that they frozen. Pressure building, it's over. Yeah, we're rising up. No, nobody can stop me, can't fight this rush. No one won't stop me, top 3 is the final push. Can't imitate how we be, better keep it hush. But I can't hide this buzz, cause we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up. Yeah, we're rising up.
We the fire in the belly of the beast, a menace to society, we hungry, gotta eat. We ain't gotta lie when it's clear enough to see. Action over anything means everything to me. It means everything. Yeah, it ain't over till the time's up. Hustle hard cause the power is in my touch. Dig deep cause I feel it in my guts. We at God level so you better hype it up. Up, we getting fired up. Up, we gonna light it up. We getting fired up. I got it in my blood. We getting fired up. We gotta light it up. We getting fired up. I got it in my blood. Yeah. Moth to the flame, pressure in the pain. Everything we stand for, everything we gain. Feet firm on the floor, handling my lane. Stop standing in the way, cause we're going up. We getting fired up. We gotta light it up. We getting fired up. I got it in my blood. We getting fired up. We gotta light it up. We getting fired up. I got it in my blood. Fire in the belly of the beast, a menace to society, we hungry, gotta eat. We ain't gotta lie when it's clear enough to see. Action over anything means everything to me. Yeah, it ain't over till the time's up. Hustle hard cause the power is in my touch. Dig deep cause I feel it in my guts. We at God level so you better hype it up.
Take a step back for a minute. Got a place going up when I'm in it. Aim at the win and I did it. Where we at, that's none of your business, I'm that product of the hard work. That's why I'ma always come first. Push through the pain, not a concern. Coming hot like fire, now we gon' burn. Run fast when we chase that bag. Leave them all like damn, damn, damn. Think deep, go hard in the pain. Make noise like bang, bang, bang. Heavy hitter in the ring, go slam. Yeah, I got what it takes, go ham. No foot on the brakes, that look on the face like damn, damn, damn. This time you won't put nobody in the corner, I'm grown, so don't get funny with the tone. I can go clear, leave them all unknown. I'm the real deal, not a fake, not a clone. Oh gosh, got them trembling, shaking. One shot and I'm destined to take it. On top of the challenge I'm facing. Non-stop, I'm a legend in the making. Rolling, we came here to win, so move, just move. No fear when we step up the gear, so move, just move.
Are you ready? ready to win. Confetti over your legacy, let it begin. Cause I came for gold trophies and fame, they gon' notice me. I'ma take my story from pain to pure poetry. Gotta grind from the start to the finish line. From the winning side.
And at the wing is Austin day all day, every day.
See the crowd coming down, he's the king now. Got them coming down, he's the king now.
The Lioneers. We are the Lioneers. We are the Lioneers.正式落后，我的东西不会慢活，平常衰啊，我的东西不会卖手，不是理由，是奋斗。You got what it takes. You need 超越自我，放弃预谋 Stay true to your heart No matter what it takes We are the Lioneers Come on We are the Lioneers. We are the Lioneers.
再次感谢呢 Emily， 还有呢我们牧师女孩，我们带来精彩的开场表演。那当然呢，在季后赛也绝对呢不会缺席了我们相当重要的力量。我们欢迎小小牧师。
내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 I'm so big 깊이던 내 목소리 까만 눈 갈색 머리 따라 하긴 too slow 내 ton은 확실하게 자신감하네 강이 뻔뻔당당하게 원한다 해도 can't touch this 눈빛은 지릿지릿 심장을 콧노래 라레라레 춤추는 바레바레 흥분은 now now 자 here we go go 세상이 꺾이려 누가 네가 나보다 더 잘 나가 No 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 나 나 나 나 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘
最热情的掌声，谢谢小小牧师，我们带来精彩的开场演出。我相信呢，在6年后，新竹呢将拥有一支呢都是新竹女孩的牧师女孩。接下来呢，我们就要欢迎呢我们牧师女孩来到我们活动现场，掌声欢迎牧师女孩。
그래봤자 노느라 바빠 밀리는 답장 웰메이드 걱정이 분에 넘쳐 Move on faster faster Getting louder louder 즐거웠으면 돼 that's all 거기까지 don't ask no questions 뭐를 하든 말든 어설픈 그 마음 Can't let you kill my vibe That's no no Sorry I beg your pardon 시들길 바랬다 나를 슬픈 소리 That's no no 안타깝지만 there's no I'm sorry I'm gonna keep singing I'm gonna keep dancing 무서울 게 없어 나 Hit that thing like a drum top top 멈춰 춤을 춰는 멈춰 리듬을 찾아 Throw that thing like a drum top top 내 춤이 멈추지 않도록 say that's no no that's no no
最热情的掌声，谢谢牧师女孩，我们带来精彩的开场演出。马上为各位介绍今天来访的客队——福尔摩沙梦想家。球员登录名单：球衣背号0号陈正杰，2号马建豪，9号吴家俊，11号林俊吉，20号简伟如。26号李德威，28号卢冠良，35号霍尔曼，88号周伯成。接着为各位介绍梦想家先发舞的名单：3号张宗宪，24号辛沃克尔，33号汤普金斯，41号蒋玉安，50号班提尔。总教练简浩，助理总教练皮尔曼，助理教练赖柏林、丹尼尔，球员发展总监田磊，领队陈立忠，总经理韩俊凯。接着也请呢现场的朋友将你的目光锁定大荧幕，请看季后赛形象影片。
我时常想，我们是支好球队吗？我相信，从风雨中一步一步过来的，才是真正的工程师。这条路不是看谁冲得快，是比谁撑得久。就像教练说的，成功之路是一场马拉松。记住，这是过程，这条路很长，所以要更稳。让我们稳住的，从来不只有我们，还有看台上的能量，将球队拉回跑道上。
Our success is a marathon.
Success is a marathon. They say I'm a bad coach. No, I just don't run the race. Along the way, we stay steady, we keep our pace. I believe we can beat anyone. All I care about is one thing. Every single person in this family. We started this together, we finished this together. Legs are shaking, Keep up. Lungs are burning. Keep up. Keep up. This is not the finish line.
季后赛，欢迎来到季后赛，还不能松懈，我们仍然需要这座城市。接下来，我们仍会扛着新竹继续奋战。所以，我想再问一次。你信不信？
季后赛模式 ，Are you ready?
Here we go now.
欢迎到我们的史上最强吉祥物瑞迪。
Yeah, we push it to the limit. Come and get it, come and get it. Yeah, here we go now. Come and get it, come and get it. Yeah, we push it to the limit. Come and get it, come and get it. Yeah, here we go now.
手电筒。
Here we go now.
欢呼声在哪里
Here we go now. Here we go now.
狮子心都给我合起来！
Oh, here we go now. Yeah. I'm on a mission.
把最热情的掌声献给呢史上最强宇宙霹雳可爱的瑞迪。
Live now. I can't be denied now. I fight till I win and I make the
那也请呢现场的朋友将您的双手张开，准备跟着呢瑞迪的节奏一起来。
It's about to get loud. Yeah. Step into my styles. We going all out. We are 新竹 ，We are Lioneers。 Put your hands up.
手电筒都给我点起来！马上为各位介绍新竹玉鼎工程师球员登录名单。
Let's go。
首先登场的是球衣编号1号板凳的一条龙徐小龙。球衣编号8号不讲理的射手朱云豪。 球衣编号9号，洋将的好朋友，控球精灵田浩。球衣编号11号，丰城的一级大锁孙拿肖正义。 球衣编号12号，坚持到底的李佳瑞。球衣编号17号，天才射手小刚蔡成刚。 球衣编号22号，机动战士 TJ。球衣编号42号，泰雅战士卢冠轩。 备好75号奇异射手 Kiwi 李奇伟。马上为各位介绍新竹预警工程师先发舞的名单 ，Starting Five， 吼起来！工程师，工程师，首先登场的是球衣编号7号中距离刺客小黑曾国宇。接着登场的是球衣编号10号丰城生力军蜡笔小新刘承勋。编号34号马力十足的马力。球衣编号2号丰城的晋级巨人艾希。最后为各位介绍球衣编号4号火力全开万事 OK 高国豪。新竹预警工程师总教练威盛顾问陈志忠，助理教练泰勒陈泽宇郭衍恩，翻译谢尚林，体能训练师陈宏林，助理体能教练蔡恒毅，防护员欧国宏许成文，总经理张树仁，领队 Lisa 姐。好，那我们请呢现场的所有的观众朋友，请起立，请脱帽，请起立，请脱帽。唱国歌。好，现场的所有的与会贵宾，请覆帽，请坐下。
Let's get ready to rumble!
好，在今天的赛前呢，我相信呢，今天呢，我们所有呢新竹玉鼎工程师的球迷朋友都已经呢将比赛呢转到呢季后赛模式了。刚这开场很帅吧？这个帅是属于大家的。那在这一次呢，我们很开心呢，也很荣幸。那在我们今年的季后赛也有很多的与会贵宾，也请容我呢用一点时间来跟大家做一个介绍。那这一次呢，我们像瑞迪。从空中这样子呢垂降下来，今年呢瑞迪呢走访了包括新丰、湖口、新埔、关西，旁边就是琼林，琼林在这边呢是竹东、宝山、峨眉，那个叫什么？油鸡很好吃是什么？什么埔？哦，北埔对，北埔再过来就是横山。横山再下来呢，就是尖石，尖石的隔壁就是五峰乡。我们一共走了呢12个乡镇，接着呢，我们就到呢瑞迪，还到了我们竹北，跟着我们曹芳市长点亮了竹北灯。新竹呢这一块已经相当完整了，但是我们还有一块呢相当重要的拼图。
没有任何时刻比现在更重要。每一次的喘息，每一个空心破网的胜利，都是为了此刻。It's all for this moment。团结是我们的武器，让我们能够勇敢向前拼搏。跌倒不是失败，因为我们有再次站起来的勇气。汗水不是代价，而是我们试图登上顶峰的证明。此刻不只是开始，更是所有努力的交汇点。答案始终只有一个，只为总冠军。Nothing but champions。
Good evening, folks, wherever you are, however you are streaming, you're watching TPBL Playoffs. Tonight, it's May 14th, Game 3 of the Group B Series. The Formosa Dreamers are in town of the Windy City to play the Hsinchu Toplus Lioneers. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you tonight's matchup. We're back here at what was recently announced as the Stadium of the Year.
Stadium of the Year, a great place for the Lioneers to play at home. Coming into tonight of the regular season, winning 8 out of the 9 last regular season games leading up to the playoffs. The Lioneers certainly in their history have played very well here at their home, the Lion's Den, we call it.
Quite literally, I mean, we've seen the purple rain quite literally in the first level. Everybody is donning the purple t-shirt giveaways in tonight's matchup as we're back at the Lion Nation as we are all gas, no brakes in the midst of playoffs. As I say that, we will talk about the Group A series very shortly and take a look at the standings. But in the meantime, the homestand games are going to be very important for all 4 of these teams right now, as we will take a look at the graphics very shortly here, as in the last couple of years in T1 and TPBL history, there has been a sweep between every single group play, but this season is a whole different story. There has been one win for each team, as we saw yesterday's match of the New Taipei Kings playing on the road against the Taoren Taiwan Beer Leopards.
You know, the important note is that actually in the last 2 years of TPBL history, the home winning percentage is in the low 60s. So for both series to have the away team, lower seeded team, start off with a victory bodes for an interesting series to come.
So take a look at tonight's game notes. Tall versus even taller. Both teams have at least 4 players over 200 centimeters. So this season, the two teams decided not to sign any import guards, unlike what we had seen with the Taipei Taixing Mars, as well as a handful of others that are no longer with us in the playoffs. The Lioneers went 14-4 at home this season. Now they are actually tied with the Taoren Taiwan Beer Leopards. They are also hitting 14-4 overall during the regular season. The Dreamers' defense dominated in Game 2. It was a low-scoring affair on both sides, but I want to talk a little bit more to that. I think it was more so the adjustments that they made accordingly, and the Lioneers were just not quite ready. The import players, all of the rosters, combined score of only 47 points total. So it was really more so the local players standing out, particularly Ma Jianhao Xiaoma.
Yeah, Xiaoma, he's been coming off the bench a lot because of that initial ankle injury he had in the February window.
的一些防守策略，不管是进攻的策略或防守，我觉得在整体上我们上一场确实都有执行到。我觉得变得比较有耐心，然后在球的流动上，当然是一场比一场来得好。那我觉得当然还是有很多要去修改的部分，但希望我们是能够在现在是季后赛能够犯到最少错误，然后赢得比赛。
In the pregame, that was the Dreamers guard Xiao An saying that the team had much better execution on both ends of the floor, and there was much more ball movement. So now trying to reach their accomplishment of making it to the next round. In my notes, I saw that the Dreamers had a lot of trouble with the Lioneers.
I actually don't think there's a lot of adjustments we need to make. It pushed us out a little bit, but we got open looks, we got open shots. They just didn't fall, and that happens. And we'll continue to stick to our plan and refine a couple things, and hopefully they go in today. Yeah, we feed off them, they feed on us. It's like playing with a 6-man. Playing 5-on-6 is obviously you have an advantage, you gain an advantage with that. So, today coming back home, we've obviously had a good run here, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. But hearing the fans cheering and yelling and screaming for us definitely gives you life, it gives you energy. So we'll carry that with us today.
As for Game 2, the Dreamers captured the momentum in Quarter 2. They had a big lead in the first quarter of Game 1, and the Lioneers never really found their shot. So a lot of rotation, a lot of bench players getting action in the third quarter, and of course in the blowout fourth quarter. So the series kind of gets a reset. We're here at the home of the Lioneers, but for the Dreamers, they won 7 straight games at home. So it's their turn now to bring a little bit of that road magic.
And that's what we talk about, how important home games or home stands are. Let's see if the Hsinchu Lioneers can really set the tone. Now, in terms of roster changes, we should talk about the imports. We got a change up on the Lioneers side. Now, I will credit coaching staff on all 4 teams. We have seen adjustments made, whether it is their game strategy or their import roster set up. So, TJ Holyfield tonight is taking the place of Andrzej Pasechniak tonight. Whereas on the other side, well, Brandon Gilbeck is not on tonight's roster either. They will have Eric Holman, Benjamin Bentel, as well as Trey Tompkins in their lineup.
Yeah, Pasechniak didn't only played 2 back-to-backs during the regular season, a little bit of indicator of maybe how resilient he can be, how he can deal with fatigue. He played 12 games before his first back-to-back on January 24th through 25th, and also dealing with injury as well. So those are maybe the things that are in consideration. But Holyfield is not a bad option. He might be a little bit on the shorter side, but that mobility might be a better matchup against the skill set of the Dreamers imports without Brandon Gilbeck.
Most definitely, and this is to say that this is the same roster that went on that 9-game winning streak, and what is also a key in tonight's matchup is to see if Reven Ma Jianhao, he kind of had gotten out of his funk in their last matchup against the Lioneers led the score in 27 points. So that's tied with his season high overall this time around. So let's see if he could continue and run with that momentum and really start things up for the Dreamers tonight.
Yeah, from what I saw, he wasn't settling for the three from the very jump. A dribble pull-up, a couple layups, including that transition and one, really got him going. And then you saw the beautiful rainbows for three-pointers fall for him.
And I've talked about it overall in the season. I would say Ma Jianhao is the dark horse or the X factor for the Formosa Dreamers. They've had all of these years. They've made the playoffs every single season ever since 2020, but they've always fallen short. So it's really up to, I would say, Ma Jianhao to come through and be consistent, be unafraid and assertive on the court for the Dreamers. And it's been a while. He also logged in 27 minutes in the last game. And mind you, he also was out for quite some time due to an ankle sprain, as we have tonight's starting five: Jiang Yuan, Wayne, Zhang Zhongxian, Jed, Randall Wako, Ben Bentel, as well as Trey Tompkins tonight. For the Hsinchu Toplus Lioneers, it is Zheng Boyu, Gao Guohao, Oscar, Liu Cunxun, Drew Pember, as well as Marin Marich tonight. So tonight we have a very special VIP tip-off. It is the mayor of Hsinchu County coming in for the tip-off. It is Mayor Zheng tonight. So before we get started, we got to talk about the opening ceremonies or all the performances, particularly Mascot of the Year Ready. He dropped down quite literally from the ceiling. But something that Ryan and I, we kind of talked about, he looked a little taller than what we're used to seeing.
Maybe you get a little stretched out at the higher altitude of the rafters.
He might have been. This is our first time that fans or media could vote for Mascot of the Year, so no surprise. Reddy got selected as the Mascot of the Year. But in the meantime, we are about to get ready for tip-off. The Hsinchu Lioneers are wearing their signature purple jerseys, the Formosa Dreamers in white. To get started, Lioneers with the possession.
Immediately looking at the Dreamers settling into a 2-3 zone.
The jumper, and that's nothing but net for Zheng Boyu.
Yeah, last year, 0 game start and only 12 minutes in his 19 games of action. This year, 34 games all in the starting capacity, 31 minutes per game.
Yeah, if we look back at the last time they made it to playoffs, it's a very different roster, very different starting lineup. Trey Tompkins over Marin Marich with a quick answer back.
Yeah, who said the mid-range was dead? Now, albeit on the catch-and-shoot variety, and if that's going to be the soft part of the defense, that's where you want your best shooters, best scorers to be operating.
To the corner, Oscar Gao sidestepping Trey Tompkins for the tray. Drew Pember corralling the board. They still have another chance. Up top, he's not an outside shooter. He had all the time, but 6 seconds to go. He'll find Oscar once again at the baseline. To Marich, wide open for the bunny shot.
In the play-in series, one of the narratives going into it was how Joseph Lin was on a lull, but I think coming from a facilitator standpoint, got himself going. Maybe Oscar can do the same here at home.
Too short for Tompkins, but Jiang Yuan picks up the rebound. Get past to Bentil. The time is ticking. Bodies up against Drew Pember for the Hail Mary. Hits the iron ring. Good defense there for the Hsinchu Lioneers. They've held down the Formosa Dreamers to 92 points overall in the regular season. Downhill drive for Ben Bentel and tough break for number 50. And here's Drew Pember coming in coast to coast with the whistle call on Trey Tompkins. It's a pushing foul. That's the first team foul for the Formosa Dreamers tonight.
Yeah, in transition, making it a 2-on-1. Pember forcing Tompkins to pursue the basketball real late with Marich nearby, having just made that layup via Oscar's dribble drive.
So the first one is good for Drew Pember, as one of the youngest import players this season. He's racked up the most accumulated minutes on the court, 1,200 minutes total.
So I would say a fitting role for the youngest import to be taking the lion's share of minutes, pun unintended.
See what you did there. Good one. Jungwon up top, off of Bentil's screen. Here's Bentil to the downhill Tompkins. It's 2-1, and he gets it off the glass.
Yeah, Dreamers creating a 2-on-1 situation with Tompkins the beneficiary as the low man.
Back over to Maric. Maric up top for the three-piece.
Yeah, and game one led the Lioneers with 21 points and 11 rebounds.
Lioneers crowd is allowed today. They call an illegal screen offensive foul for the Dreamers. No look pass from Oscar Gao. He's getting a lot better looks tonight in finding his teammates. And that was what Wissam El-Sous had mentioned during the post-game press conference in their last game at the Intercontinental Mini-Dome. Maric getting the game start over. Pasechniak, hook, line, and sinker. Back-to-back buckets for the big man.
Going right at Coleman, who's fresh in the game. Tompkins with 2 early fouls.
And a quick note for our viewers, as they called a foul on rookie Liu Tenxun. Now, we talk about Eric Coleman often coming in as the other sixth man, but what we like to say is the sixth man for the Formosa Dreamers, Ling Junji, tonight. He's on the active roster, but he's not playing tonight. So that will have an effect on their rotations, as he is on concussion watch tonight still.
He did play all 4 quarters of the last game, but there was a big patch that he had to wear right between the eyes in a loose ball kind of situation.
Yeah, it looked like a giant eraser mark right on his forehead. Or it was as if he was participating in Lent or something. Score now 11-5. The Lioneers have quite an effect, trying to get into the Dreamers' heads.
Yeah, they're going to try to turn up the physicality to increase their defensive intensity. The Lioneers, in this case, can benefit a lot from Oscar's dribble drive opportunities or Liu Tenxun working off ball, as in that last case.
Joker fumbles it. Back over to Formosa Dreamers. So without Aji on the court, assuming Wayne will get extra minutes tonight, and that's no problem for him. There's a kick out back to Jet. Trying to drop the 3. Here comes a fast break for Joker. Coast to coast finish for the and 1. What a beauty. Score now 13-5. Joker will be at the line.
The Dreamers end up with a pretty good look on the wing, and Wayne's effort to get a loose ball, but it ends up being Lioneers, basically a 2-on-1. Joker able to stay away from Jet to offer that layup and the foul.
So before the free throws, will be subbed out. Ma Jianhao comes in early in this game. Gave credit to the coaching staff for allowing an open dialogue, open communication between the players and the coaches, and really got out of his funk as Benjamin Bentil trying to catch a body there with no avail. Marine Maric bringing it back. He's really shown his versatility in the second half of the season.
He did catch a body. Pember's finally joining the half-court offense.
Trail behind. He's usually pretty quick, too. As Bentil is on the floor now. Here's Holman. He's going ISO off the glass.
The luxuries of being able to finish with either hand. That time, Pember kind of backing up, not much into the contest on the jump.
Eric Coleman averages 24 points against the Lioneers in the regular season. A lot of jeering from the Lioneers fans. Xiaoan trying to find Bentil. It's a help defense from Joker. Now they're going ISO. 6 seconds remain on the clock. There's a fadeaway, but free throws are coming. The foul is on Drew Pember.
The Lioneers themselves starting out in a 2-3 look, but it's kind of a amoebic zone where Marich will approach the top. So it often leaves Bentil on Pember as the low man, and he's been trying to take him a couple of times. There's a lot of Bentil isolation in post-ups or right around the elbow in game one. The Dreamers moved away from it a little bit in game two. As Xiaoan mentioned, they found a little bit more success with ball movement, but if they're going to draw some fouls, try to slow the game down, that's not a bad idea either.
It was really interesting to note in game one, it was actually the local players tasked to guard Bentil and really managed to get under his skin. I mean, look, he scored 27 points, but towards the second half, as Lioneers continue to hold on to that lead, you could see that he was really bothered by Liu Cunxun and Cai Chenggang.
Yeah, and that a big point of his scoring has been the outside shooting. He went 3 for 3 from the outside in one quarter, had the three-pointer in the fourth to close it in close, but he actually doesn't have great shooting splits against Lioneers typically.
Ooh, bodies hit the floor. It's Wako and Joker. Joker will get more free throws. They call it on Randall Wako.
Yeah, they say on the contest, take another look at Joker. That's his range, and so Wako trying to offer up a good contest. Not really. Touch him up on the arm and in the legs. One that the referees really can't let go.
So checking in for Randall Wako is number 28. Coming in early also, Lu Guanliang. This is the first free throw overall in the season. Zembori is a 68% free throw shooter.
Yeah. In the early parts of this game, I'm sure all season, as the free throw is pulled down by the Dreamers, Joker being encouraged by his home fans to take those threes, but that's not quite his range. He's actually really taken it out of his arsenal.
Ooh, Pember and Reven Ma fighting for it, and Bentil will get the leftovers. Contesting that, he should have been given a foul.
I think that's kind of fair for the officials to let all that contact go on Ma Jianhao's drive and on Bentil fighting for a loose ball, and ended up with an open layup in the end.
Ma Jianhao and Pember were really going at it, and they're in game two. 6 seconds, the jumper is not good for Liu Cunxun. A lot of mid-range shots. So Oscar contesting, it should have been called a travel, but instead they call the foul on Oscar.
Got to give credit to the officiating crew. That was the very furthest referee looking back on the play, still being involved, and I think a correct call in transition.
So we have ourselves our first time out to get started. The score now 14-10. We will be right back with more TPBL playoffs.
Terrorist on the loose in Sydney.
Bomb squad's 15 minutes out.
This thing will be over in 3.
Back up!
Fake name, criminal record.
What the hell has Blue got herself into?
She's not a serial killer, is she? You signed up to a dating site. You're a catch, Sergeant.
Macca, forgot about the fact that I'm funny.
No, I didn't.
NCIS Sydney. New season Mondays. Only on AXN.
You've been selected to join an elite CIA FBI fusion cell.
Special Agent Goodman, Colin Glass. You're a spy. Well, nothing gets past the feds, does it? We got work to do. Let me work outside the box and cut through the red tape. Think of me as a legal criminal.
I know I look like a Boy Scout, but I don't really trust anyone.
Those are the only people worth trusting.
CIA. New series Wednesdays. Only on AXN.
You're watching the TPBL playoffs powered by AXN Sports on AXN Asia and AXN Taiwan. A lot of physicality between Ma Jianhao and Prember here.
In that particular case, you can understand why the Lioneers would have wanted a foul there. Ma Jianhao hands to Pember's face. Though, I guess the only counter is he was falling on his way down, so he was trying to throw that ball back inbound. What I really like about the early goings, Taylor, a very strong effort to go for the defensive rebounds.
Coming out of the timeout, Eric Holman punches the two, 14-12.
The reason why I say that, because there were 41 offensive rebounds combined between the two teams in a game where there were so many missed shots.
There's a three that the fans want, but that goes around and out. It looked good until it didn't. TJ Holyfield checks into the game, as you see. Kick out off of the screen. Here's Xiaoan, guarded by Holyfield for the three, splash zone from the wing.
One thing about coming in the third game of the series, Holyfield's got to make sure he's on cue with the scouting reports on this automatic switch.
Oscar Gao getting the and one from the baseline cut. What a finish for number 4. He's been kind of underperforming, below his average so far in these last 2 games in the playoffs.
Well, with the team going down, Oscar immediately taking advantage of his height and size advantage over Xiaoan. Oscar does have higher home scoring splits, 15.4 points per game to 13 points per game during the regular season. And I think a lot of that's just how assertive he is, because his shooting percentage is actually better on the road.
I actually have seen quite a few players. They show more authority on the road, so we'll have to dissect that a little bit more down the line. There's a downhill pass to Ma Jianhao. He'll get a chance at the line, and Oscar will already get his 3rd foul tonight.
It's a mismatch on the cut. Let's take another look. I would say the home crowd does have a point. There's a lot of ball.
Well, there's, from the baseline, a better view, better vantage point.
We'll talk about not having Lin Junji for the Dreamers off the bench. How about Oscar having to sit a little bit more in this first half, but not a bad alternative to have number 42, Lu Guanxin, come on. He is the kind of scorer that has no fear with that jumper.
Averages against the Hsinchu Lioneers. 11 points per game.
Yeah, this home crowd is having an effect. The Dreamers just missed their 3rd free throw of the opening quarter.
4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Liu trying to put Xiaoan on the spins, but he calls a travel.
Maybe you say the Dreamers know Lu Guanxin's counter. I would just hyping up his jump shot, then going into the spin move. Xiaoan staying disciplined, and I guess that right foot comes up first and goes down first.
Ben Bentil with the pocket pass to Eric Holman, keeping the bank wide open, and just like that, Dreamers get a 1-point lead, 18-17.
Yeah, Pember offering some support and getting scored on underneath.
And again, the Dreamers, they've certainly did their homework, as they do know that Joker does not shoot from the outside, so he was left wide open once again for that attempt. Loose ball there, and it is Dreamers once again, thanks to Bentel. So this time Eric Holman is out on the perimeter between these two on the court. Now they're running horn. Xiaoan with a fadeaway, too strong. Holyfield corrals a rebound.
Yeah, one of the rare occurrences in this early part of the game. Neither Dreamer import was close to the basket for a possible pass there. They were all on the perimeter.
Joker. Valiant attempt for the finish. Draws a foul off of Ma Jianhao, his second one tonight.
Yeah, credit to Joker for immediately driving that gap. Ma Jianhao was beat, and so really all he could do was try to foul to stay in that play. Get another look. See, they don't do a great job getting underneath that screen, and so Joker was able to shoot the gap.
So early on, we're also seeing a new sub come in. It's Hayden, number 9. And that was actually something Ryan and I talked about before the game, is whether or not Xiaoan will get extra minutes on the court, or will they get a couple of their bench players some minutes.
I think in the early goings of the game, this is a great idea for Coach Creighton to bring in a traditional point guard, make sure the guys are in place on the offensive end, maybe get a little bit more ball movement, as Xiaoan did miss that last jumper, maybe early fatigue, right, in 9 minutes or so of play. Give him some rest, let the other players still work and operate under the offensive system. I think the biggest thing is they had patience in game 2. That extra pass, that extra rotation, and a cut just at the right time was a slight improvement on what was still not a full throttle Dreamers offense.
Alsus playing their secondary rotation inside Tenggang, Jade, Xu, as well as Holyfield and Liu on the court. Marine Marich, the only starter. Need the big guy on the court, too strong, in and out, return to sender. Benjamin Bentil, about the same size as Marich, but definitely makes more of an impact. Getting those rebounds, there's a pass off to Marine Marich, that rattles right in, and that was a dime dish by TJ Holyfield.
Yeah, credit the Lioneers, despite being denied in the paint on one end, still running hard down in transition, getting their opportunity, and rewarding the big guys for hustling back and forth down the court. Earlier, Marich actually hit a lefty hook and it was having some trouble with a righty. Maybe this layup will get him right.
It just reflects how much Alsus has transformed this particular team. He's really changed the team ethos and culture. So defense is a priority. They're bringing in younger or faster players. So we really seen Marine Marich, especially on transitions, how important he is for the Lioneers. Hayden playing point, no look pass. Here's Altman. 2 seconds, he wants to play hero for the 3, off mark. Didn't find Bentil down the low, so here's Liu, he's gonna punish them? No, off target. Holman sending it back for the 3 this time, at the wing. Swish, swish.
Yeah, the Dreamers run a lot of the little guard screening for the import player, the ball handler. Very different look.
Left wide open, Jade Xu checks into the game. 24-21 is the current score.
Yeah, Jade joining the Lioneers partway through the season, but no excuse to not account for the 5th player out there on the court. Everybody should be able to make a wide open layup.
The shot for Reven, off mark. And here comes Jade Xu speeding down the lane. Tai Tenggang, there's a jumper over Ben Bentil. And they call a foul. Bodies hit the floor, it's a lot of contact on Bentil. So blocking foul will make it his second one.
Yeah, it seemed like Tai Tenggang is more in love with the floater than the dribble pull-up jumper. Here you see able to get past Hayden, and then it is a very close block charge play.
Well, the referees certainly saw something.
One element of it has to be part of the referee's kind of instincts on the play, going well, why is Bento going back so much? And I feel like if he was in position, maybe he would have already established himself and been Cai Chenggang getting hit and falling backwards instead. But in any case, a close play, and it'll start to give the Dreamers a little bit of foul trouble to worry about.
Cai Chenggang, he is 68% at the line. And this is his first time ever participating in the playoffs, as we just got notice. Yeah, the lane violation as Lidoway. It's called as we take a look. Him holding on to Marich there.
Pretty smart of the Lioneers if they targeted Marich to be on the same block as Derek fresh in the game. He is a veteran. Of course, had his very much a standout season 2020 to 2021 as the Dreamers starting center. But he's been battling with a lot of injuries, so not playing as many rotation minutes.
We talk about the experience that the Formosa Dreamers have. The local players, they average 28 years old. For the Hsinchu Lioneers, their local players only average 26. Now, if we talk about their heavily rotated players, though, it actually jumps quite a bit, 31 years old, whereas the Lioneers, they stay at 26. Here's Xiaoan. And a one and done. No fear for 41.
Yeah, great job by Xiaoan to keep his eyes locked on a possible pass, lulling the defense of Holyfield, retreating a little bit slow to the contest. And a look, the Lioneers actually offering up a full court press, which I was noting that the Dreamers were giving them issues in Taichung when they had a full court press.
Under a minute to go in the first. Kept down the perimeter, Cai Chenggang not set in place. 8 seconds remain, he's at the baseline, reset, back out to Jade. Through Bentil for the Hail Mary. 4 points for Jade Shu tonight.
That's the point guard instinct of having the countdown in your head very clearly, how many dribbles you want, one more ball fake, and the defense not paying attention to the clock. They're looking at you and the ball.
Late pickup for the Hsinchu Lioneers coming from the Yankee arc. 2 seconds remain. Bentil fumbles the ball. Going fancy with it. Lu Guanshen trying to pass it off to a Lioneers mate, and that shot is way off to end the first quarter. Lioneers take the lead 28 to 24. As we return back here at Hsinchu County Gymnasium for the Group B playoffs. We will be right back very shortly. Stay tuned for more TPBL playoffs.
Have you ever told a lie? Are you serious? Wasn't lying part of the job description of CIA? My partner can be a little by the book.
FBI, open up.
You guys work in the open, we work in the shadows.
We both do it to keep our country safe.
Exactly. Nice work, partner.
CIA, new series Wednesdays at 9:45, only on AXN.
Get the team in position.
FBI, don't move!
There's something else going on. Something bigger.
Everybody get down!
If you want answers fast, it is on us.
What I need is this team. Breaking cases. Making things right.
Adrenaline.
Something like that.
FBI, new season Tuesdays at 9:45, only on AXN.
All right, people, all hands on deck.
I don't really recognize the world anymore. My team saw things, survived things.
There's something else going on here. Something bigger.
FBI, don't move!
But I know what kind of people you are. And I'm not giving up. We are FBI. And we still have a job to do to protect people. Let's move.
FBI, new season Tuesdays at 9:45 on AXN.
There is a possibility that this goes really freaking bad.
That's the job.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
You have 12 hours, or all you will get back are corpses. How far are we willing to go to get this guy? Far. We have a chance to nail a traitor with American blood on his hands. He's not here.
He knows we're after him.
FBI International on AXN.
好，给小朋友的小朋友帅哦。第二节比赛开始。
This English broadcast is brought to you by AXN Sports. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you the Group B Series Game 3. So, pretty high intense first quarter as we have the starting five for the Formosa Dreamers back on the court. Whereas it looks like El Sus is starting off the secondary rotation to get things rolling in the second.
Early rotation choices for Coach Doug Creighton with Tompkins 2 fouls at the 9-11 mark in the first quarter. The Dreamers had a lot of import isolations. They took 11 of the 20 shots. Meanwhile, the Lioneers all across the board with a little bit more courage to dribble, drive, penetrate, create some rotation choices for the Dreamers defensively as they extend their lead thanks to a three-point shot.
A rare shot up top for TJ Holyfield. We saw a lot of attempts made by Joker also in the first quarter. And again, that's not his place to make those buckets or make those attempts.
Hey, that's kind of the home cooking though. Probably most familiar with these rims. And make 2 of them, and the Lioneers are really upping their chances tonight.
Maureen Marich trying to follow Holyfield. That bounces off of Wako's legs. Ang Jung-Shian coming through. No look pass to Eric Holman. As Maureen Marich gets another foul, or his first foul tacked on tonight.
Yeah, talk about fighting harder and playing for the loose ball. Well, the Dreamers come up with it, and Jet is joined by Holman, what initially was a solo mission, but coming in, catching the defense right underneath the basket. And again, Dreamers are seeing a low percentage at the free throw line.
And they haven't had that many visits to the line tonight, whereas for the Hsinchu Lioneers, Dreamers are running a very physical strategy on defense as they've made 13 free throw attempts in the first quarter alone. Dreamers, on the other hand, only 5 in the first.
And the Dreamers were the #1 free throw percentage team during the regular season, so some adjustments may be needed.
Hsinchu got 4 points in the first quarter. There's a pocket pass to TJ Holyfield. Going high up and down hard.
And how often do you see an import backdoor play?
Not between these two particular players. That's a dead ball, out of bounds, back to Lioneers. See if they can carry that momentum. Again, we see TJ Holyfield and Maureen Marich here. Not that many opportunities for Holyfield to charge in for the uncontested dunk.
But Marich averages 2 1/3 assists during the regular season and had one of the better dimes in game 1.
Reverse lay-in is no good. Good idea, but couldn't execute.
Might need a substitution. Jay just indicated he kind of lost his strength in his legs, but looks like Lioneers, no change of personnel.
That was funny. The first Kings and Leopards game, we saw, I think it was Malcolm Miller, he just straight up fell to the floor and had a full body cramp and just needed to be subbed out. And there's the backcourt violation. That's a turnover for the Formosa Dreamers.
Not on the same page there. Jet expecting outlet pass, whereas Holman was slowly approaching the basket. So you'd rather take a backcourt violation, make it a dead ball, than chance the Lioneers running it down, getting a layup.
Lioneers offense, they got 14 seconds. There's a high up pass to TJ Holyfield. It's got the wingspan. Out of bounds, still Lioneers. 3.7 seconds remain.
Man, was anticipating the highlight of the series. We're gonna have to wait for now.
Not yet, not yet.
But it was a pretty good look. Holyfield has obviously got the hops. Maybe a little bit more accurate pass, and at the very least could have laid it off glass.
Here's Lou Buckets for the three, trying to beat the clock. And again, the Lioneers running full court, and sideline referee caught Wako's foot onto the line.
Yeah, right now the Dreamers are very sloppy with the pass.
And they committed 2 turnovers in less than a minute between. Score now 33-27. Outwards back to Jade for the three, and dials in, gets the answer. So far, the first half of the game, Jade Hsinchu is leading for the local players. 7 points on both sides even. Might be the dark horse in tonight's game. As of right now, there's a shot for Randall Wako, ice cold from the wing.
One thing that the Dreamers imports, when they have their Raiders antennas up, they are quite good at the weak side pass to an open shooter, as a reaching foul by Holman.
Quick to admit the foul call.
Meanwhile, Maric with his second assist in this quarter, right to the shooter's pocket. And meanwhile, you see the double team came from the baseline. Holman spun away from it, and a pass presented itself.
Talk about unselfish basketball. His season high is 5 assists in a single game. Spins off of Holman is short. And coming in quick is the slot official. They call it Lioneers ball still.
The cadence of the whistle felt like it could have been on the shot, but I believe it's on the rebound. Take another look at the Dreamers in some rotation as Holman was joined by Xiaoan on that double team. Meanwhile, there's some very physical, to say the least, play for the rebound. You see Jet reaching above, even as the shorter player on Xiaogang, as I think rightfully so, the Lioneers are looking to get a possible replay.
So they actually call a warning on Cai Chenggang Daniel on the Hsinchu Lioneers side, but it's no surprise they call it on Jet for his second one tonight. We did see him use his elbow in the first quarter. No foul call made there as El Sus calls for the challenge. See if he can upgrade that foul to an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, the warning is for Daniel's retaliatory upward swipe, which did not land, and the referees. So the swinging and missing could draw a technical foul. So on the Dreamer side, you might have an argument that why isn't that immediately called? The warning for now. I think the Lioneers have a good case because Jet is the taller player, so it doesn't make as much sense for his elbow to be above Tai Chengang's shoulder. There you see trying to go for position. Tai Chenggang, I think the reason why the referees did not initially give that whistle is because Tai Chenggang is squatting much lower than Jet, so bringing his head and neck area into the play. Now, of course, the contact certainly looked very severe by Jet. You see that left arm also swings down too, so there's a couple of different context clues for the referees to ponder over.
Well, the Lioneers fans and the coaching staff justified in getting riled up, but the call remains a standard foul for Jet.
I think both sides have a little of a point to make, right? The Lioneers could say, why didn't we get the unsportsmanlike? The Dreamers could also say, why didn't they get the technical for that swing? Because that could also be a very dangerous contact if contact was made. Well, I mean, mark it down, 8:20. Let's see who keeps their composure for this next stretch. Both players are going to stay out on the floor and matched up to each other.
And the referees will keep an eye on Zhang Zhongxian. And no warning called on El Sus, just just needed to cool off and walk off. Lioneers possession 14 seconds. Bentil getting under Taitengong's skin with full effect. Let's see Ma Jianhao in the second quarter for the first time. Got one free throw in the first quarter. Intercepted pass. Dreamers ball still at 1.8 seconds.
Now the Dreamers switch to the right side, run a little bit of zoom action, but the Lioneers have been all over it. It helps to have Taitengong nearly 200 centimeters tall covering the basketball, and then Jade jumping in on that pass.
It's a pretty even matchup between the two teams on the court in terms of size. Downhill pass to Marich. Swing it over to Liu. He's not pulling up for the three, but he draws a foul for free throws. The pushing foul is called on Ma Jianhao Riven.
Credit, Wu Guanxuan has been so good shooting the basketball in his career and in this series. Ma Jianhao was working so hard to close out, ended up being beat off the bounce. And let's see this foul from behind. There's a push in the back certainly up because not super wise as Jet, you see on the replay, with a good contest.
Lu Guanxuan, very experienced in the playoffs, was a former Oolong Dragons player. Taichung Suns in there. They made their first ever trip to the finals against Kaohsiung Aquas. As he's been with the Hsinchu Lioneers since 2023. .38-30 is the current score. The Lioneers still holding on to the lead since the first. Only a minute that the Formosa Dreamers had the lead, and it was only a 1-point lead as Zhang Zhongxian sinks the three. There's a downhill curl for Jade Xu. Xiaoan is keeping a tight look on Jade Xu. They call it Lioneers ball as it's getting tense between Dreamers and Lioneers right now. It's Bentil really having a lot to say. But looks like teams are trying to pull each other apart now. Marine Marich and Ben Bentil are having a dialogue.
Well, I guess the only good news for the Dreamers is that Bentil getting the contact to the face, going down, but immediately popping up. So presumably not too hurt by the play, but on a game that's already been pretty intense, the Dreamers actually are doing a better job with their coverage, rotation, just need to get that defensive rebound for a loose ball. As you see, there's a very close to a cylinder situation. I think the referees do have a duty to cool down the game, and I think pretty wisely a ref and a couple of the players step between the two bigs there.
And then not too far after Marich and Bentil went toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye against each other right after that. But you see Ma Jianhao trying to push Bentil away. Taitengong, though, having quite a bit to say to Bentil.
Not that they're official written rules, but the unwritten rule is typically you want to be in front of your own guy. And looks like, in fact, it will be Bentil who encroached on Marich's space. And then Taitengong for a little bit of extracurriculars. He'll be called for the technical.
He did get called a warning earlier, so Alsus will cool him down. As we just heard from the Lioneers MC, officially was given the technical foul. Alsus, unfortunately, not quite sure what is happening. He's asking the referee for an explanation here. With the technical, Bentil will be at the line for one free throw.
Well, because it should be Lioneers sideline at a bounce, so you shoot the technical foul first, and the Dreamers were not in the penalty, so it should be just Lioneers on-ball foul, not a shooting foul.
it's just a standard foul for Bentil. So after the free throw, it's Lioneers inbounding. Hsinchu returning to the game. First time at the 7-minute mark. Here comes a Xiao'an faster than when Quick got ready, and what a picturesque finish for Zhang Zhongxian. That's going to be Xiao'an's second assist tonight.
And always can count on Jet, trying to get down on the fast break, whether on ball or as the target. Lioneers on the disconnect. They turn it over, but they have personnel coming in. I do feel like the rotations and substitutions need to be made. There's some tired legs out there. They'll do some freshening up.
Tired legs probably need to reset on their mental. So Oscar Gao Gaoguohao returns to the game, as well as Joker Xiao He for the Lioneers. So Pember still not making an appearance in the second quarter quite yet. They're choosing to play Holyfield still. Oscar Gao, pump fake, and TJ Holyfield loses it.
Yeah,
make the shot.
Great interception by the Dreamers on the back line.
Reverse in for Xiao'an up against Marine Marich. Wassam Al-Sus calling for the timeout. Things are getting a little testy as the Dreamers trying to cut the deficit now. Score is 38-37. We'll be right back with more TPBL playoffs.
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
Donnie Ray Black was murdered. They knew about it. They covered it up.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
The Rainmaker on AXN.
Terrorist on the loose in Sydney.
Bomb squad's 15 minutes out.
This thing will be over in 3.
Back up!
Fake name, criminal record.
What the hell has Blue got herself into?
She's not a serial killer, is she? You signed up to a dating site. You're a catch, Sergeant.
Macca, forgot about the fact that I'm funny.
No, I didn't.
NCIS Sydney, new season Mondays, only on AXN.
最热情的掌声献给17。
Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you the Group B Series Game 3 live at Hsinchu County Gymnasium.
Yeah, it's already twice in a sequence that the Dreamers start jumping passes, causing deflections. And Jet and Wayne with a couple of fast break layups that led to our timeout. Let's see if the Lioneers adjust. They do bring Pember in. He's floating into the corner.
Back over to Oscar. Got a couple of really good looks in the first quarter, but Xiao'an puts a hold off of that, calls the travel.
Yeah, Oscar was very passive, picked up the dribble, even though it was on a flare screen. Xiao'an went around it, might have had a chance to attack the basket, cause a rotation, and get a good look.
Formosa Dreamers only behind by 1 point now. Ma goes in, bodies up against Gaoguohao for the and 1. Might be trouble for Oscar. It's his third one already.
Yeah, Oscar has been tasked with guarding Riven in this game, and it's kind of curious that the Dreamers have waited till the 5:40-ish mark to go to that post-up, and it paid off right away. Now, tricky situation for Oscar to try to stay in the defense, and I have to imagine they're going to be changing the one-on-one matchups defensively.
Ma Jianhao really got the offense started, oftentimes nicknamed the Taiwan Kevin Durant, or I would say the Taichung KD. Again, led in scoring in game 2. A joker shot. It's bricked. Seconds remain. Here comes Ben Bentil off of Drew Pember. He'll be at the line now.
Yeah, got deep positioning on that Liu Toshri underneath the basket. So Pember trying to come over and some help, but too little, too late. You know, look at Wayne probing from the outside, not much of a threat, and then they just found the right man underneath. With Bentil post up, you know, the Lioneers can shift over and defend. But if he's right underneath the basket, try to give him the rock and give the problems to the Lioneers to figure it out.
Quite the peanut gallery close by us. We're sitting at the away side baseline. Bentil is 71% free throw shooter. Just like that, the Formosa Dreamers take the lead 42-38. The biggest lead for the Dreamers. On the road tonight, here comes Marine Maric with his and one. A good look by Oscar Gal. That's his 3rd assist. 3 points, 3 assists for number 4.
And previously, the Lioneers were having trouble with the Dreamers' help side defense coming over and intercepting a pass. Well, it's a 2-man game over there, so a lot more distance to go for the help to come. Jet ended up in the restricted area, and they pay for it with a foul. And we talked about Maric, a couple of lay-ins. Maybe that's the way to get him going.
Speaking of which, he leads in scoring, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists already. She'll bring Zhang Dongxian to the bench. Returning back into the game is number 28, Ryan. As we see Oscar guarding Reven. See if this possession will work out in the Dreamers' favor. Had the look, but not the touch for both Ma Jianhao and Bentil. Over, loose ball to Formosa Dreamers. Waiting for the trailers. Intercepted by Gao Guohao. Not the wisest pass on both ends, too. And the scoop falls down in for Formosa Dreamers.
Usually coaches tell you got to hustle both ways, but a cherry pick or 3 might be the sometimes the lucky things won't work out.
Hsinchu for the 3 in the corner. Both sides have been pretty cold from the outside as free throws are coming for the Lioneers.
Shaolin coming down to dig down, and Maric got the offensive board in a dangerous position. Another look. Oscar with a no-look pass, but the reach around and what was that, 2 deflections before it lands in back in the hands of the Dreamers. They have built up a 3-point lead until these free throws.
Until finally getting some rest on the bench in this quarter with under 4 minutes remain. Maric at the line. First one is no problem. I was talking about how they've been cold. Both sides have been cold from 3. Formosa Dreamers 3 for 13, 3 for 11 for the Hsinchu Lioneers. Let's see if Trey Tompkins could get things going in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I'd like to see if Reven gets a chance to use a power move instead of a outside fadeaway move on the mismatch. Try to force the issue.
Eight seconds remain. Holman up against Pember. There's a help defense by Maric for the 3 from the outside. Trey Tompkins cold. Digging deep. Basket looks to have not counted, as they call it, pushing foul on Trey Tompkins.
Yeah, got 2 hands involved. Referees Want to see you just work with one. You see also a little bit of hands in the chest, throwing Marich off balance. And 2 more free throws for the Lioneers. Try to tie this one up.
Yeah, they've really racked up the free throws tonight. Already 19 free throw attempts for the men in purple. Not sure if the viewers online can hear, but our fan in front of me is shouting at the coaching staff that Tompkins is already with 3 personal fouls. Maybe it might be time to sub him out already, but they literally just placed him on the court, so I think it falls on deaf ears. Holman digging deep, mismatch on size. They count the N1. Pushing foul on Hsinchu.
Now, Hsinchu, you mentioned, was tasked with guarding Bento a lot in the first 2 games down in Taichung. This time on a switch, Pember was initially on Holman, but there you see 2 hands involved, and Joker, actually you could say a beat late. Needed to get there earlier to force that pass, but Holman already in his move. It's credit to him to have the strength to finish there.
That'll be Holman's 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Joker trying to not joke around there. And overall in the regular season, it's not his place. He's only 25% from 3. Trey Tompkins barely pulls through with a long range 2.
Yeah, this time Tompkins just taking his time, had a shorter defender on him, and the backboard is your friend. So a couple of import scores for the Dreamers force the Lioneers to call timeout.
Wayne might be a little tired. Every screen.
So Assam Al-Sus calls for the timeout. 2 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. So on this day in pro ball history, back on May 14th, 2025, the Taipei Taixing Mars punched their tickets to the finals in a Game 5 series against the CTBC DEA. Unfortunately for DEA, they fell short in the play-in series against the new Taipei Kings, where they play the first seed Taoren Taiwan Beer Leopards. Their game is got another game tip-off tomorrow night. All gas, no break for TPBL playoffs.
Yeah, impressive what the new Taipei Kings were able to do with 2 straight play-in wins and then snapping the Leopards' 7-game playoff all-inclusive streak, where they won the title of 23-24.
Yeah, that's right. Their first and last or most recent appearance in the playoffs, that was with Lasan Chroma, DeMarcus Cousins in the lineup. And for 3 seasons in T1 history, the champion team would sweep in the playoffs onwards to finals as well. That streak came to a screeching halt last season, where it was the Kaohsiung Aquas and the new Taipei Kings playing a 7-game final series. Again, not confident from the outside. 9 seconds remain. With the last touch goes to Pember through Ma Jianhao and Tompkins. And they call it on Xiaoma.
Lioneers, not much to that offensive possession, just simple driving kick. The Dreamers in rotation. And Pember maybe pretty wisely taking the shot attempt as he felt that contact. For sure get free throws, but the Lioneers were already in the bonus. Oh, still gave him a chance at a and one on the float. And so maybe rewarding his coach for a well-timed timeout. Get everyone settled down, get a score, and now figure out what the rotation and the defensive scheme will be.
So Bento only getting a brief break. He returns to the game. And right behind him, Wako returns as well. Current score 49-44. Reach trying to poke the ball. And there's a quick jam by Eric Holman.
Yeah, Marich gambled on a steal on the outside, left his teammates to defend a 4-on-5 without a big inside.
That was a flash in the pan. There's the downhill pass to Pember. He'll be at the line once again, and that's going to be on Randall Wacko.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Pember has got the length and the size that he's even a mismatch for Randall Wacko. Here's another look at what it turned into a good wheel play by the Dreamers. Pretty easy to execute. Holman's got a good catch radius and Bentel with a good assist.
First one is good for Drew Pember. And again, Pember, one of the youngest imports this season. Alcides really took a risk on choosing a less experienced import player. This is only what I've realized, or what I've come to find out, is only his second season as a pro overseas.
Yeah, amongst these two teams, he leads them in the regular season PER score with nearly 25 points. That's a good mark.
The curl in for Randall Wacko, but no success for number 24. He's quick to return to defense, though. Wide open, Taitong Gong for the three. Sinks it. And lets it fly. The current score 51-49, and Doug Creighton this time calls for the timeout.
Yeah, Randall Wacko got some courage to go at the basket, but better defense by the Lioneers. 5-on-4 the other way. All the defense collapsing in the middle, and an open shot from the outside. They were so afraid of Pember, who drew 2 fouls in the last couple of possessions, that Dreamers sending all that help his way. And look out, official on the baseline. And Taitong Gong, with all the time in the world, puts up a beautiful arc.
Yeah, I mean, look, Drew Pember is a threat for the Dreamers and all the other teams in the regular season. He averages 18 points overall against the Formosa Dreamers, 12 points per game, and really is a point of offense that the Dreamers have to be aware of. And if not for Drew Pember, it would be their big guy, Marin Marich. He leads in scoring for the Lioneers, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists tonight, so above his average in the regular season.
Yeah, the 3 starters with 3 assists, actually only one of them is a guard, and it's Oscar, and you can kind of see why, because Oscar is being more of a threat with the dribble drive, and so that opens up his teammates. But Pember and Marich a little bit more stationary, at least in Marich's case, and Pember that time in transition. So the Lioneers have some catching up to do, though, as their 11 assists are behind the Dreamers in 16. Even though we've seen plenty in this game, the Dreamers go to the isolation game between Bentel, Holman, and Riven. So they're doing some things right, and that's why they have this lead, albeit a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and it's basically what you had predicted without Achi on the court. A lot of ISO for the imports and the locals. Bentil dials in, gets the answer for the 3. But this is not much of a lead for the Dreamers as they call offensive foul on Taitong Gong Daniel.
Definitely not what the Lioneers wanted. Give up a 3 and then turn it over without even a shot attempt to get another look. They blitz the double team, and Marich has to recover to Bentel. It would seem to me that he needs some help out there.
Effective ATO for Doug Creighton and his troops. Here's Ryan for the 3, and second quarter is a different story from the first. In the second quarter alone, both teams trying to improve from the outside. Dreamers 2 for 7, Lioneers 3 for 7. Taitong Gong once again at the corner, nothing but air though. Reach 2-1, block shot. That was a block made by Holman.
Man, credit to the Dreamers, despite giving up that offensive rebound. the two imports support each other, and Maric, with only the basket in mind, might have had an open shooter somewhere else. Take another look. And it's always the shot blocker that you don't see that represents the bigger threat.
So as you mentioned, Ryan, you allowed the three and you had a couple turnovers and now a foul. So kind of struggling towards the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. Let's see if the Dreamers can pull ahead even more so. 58-49 is the current score and the biggest lead that they've had.
Dreamers in last year's playoffs had trouble closing the games down in the fourth quarter. So far, closing this first half on a 8-0 run after the timeout. That's good signs, but they have this defensive possession to go.
Lioneers got some work to do. This is their first game at home in the Group B series. And Oscar Gao shaking off Xiao An. Joker for the three. Off the mark here is Zhang Yu and wide open down the lane, and the runway is open. And that's how we end the first half of the game. The score now is 61-49, and what a way to put a close on it. So we will have ourselves a brief break before we take a look at the highlights. In the meantime, stay tuned for more TPBL playoffs.
Have you ever told a lie? Are you serious? Wasn't lying part of the job description of CIA? My partner can be a little by the book.
FBI, open up.
You guys work in the open, we work in the shadows.
We both do it to keep our country safe.
Exactly. Nice work, partner.
CIA, new series Wednesdays at 9:45, only on AXN.
Get the team in position.
FBI, don't move!
There's something else going on. Something bigger.
Everybody get down!
If you want answers fast, it is on us.
What I need is this team breaking cases, making things right.
Adrenaline.
Something like that.
FBI, new season Tuesdays at 9:45, only on AXN.
All right, people, all hands on deck.
I don't really recognize the world anymore. My team saw things, survived things.
There's something else going on. Something bigger.
FBI, don't move!
But I know what kind of people you are. And I'm not giving up. We are FBI. And we still have a job to do to protect people. Let's move.
FBI, new season Tuesdays at 9:45 on AXN.
There is a possibility that this goes really freaking fast.
That's the job.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
You have 12 hours, or all you will get back are corpses. How far are we willing to go to get this guy? Far. We have a chance to nail a traitor with American blood on his hands. He's not here.
He knows we're after him.
FBI International on AXN.
It's called The Pit. It's a classified prison. It's home to the most violent and dangerous criminals the world has ever known.
There's something more. Can you tell me why I'm actually here?
It was a jailbreak. Someone wanted those killers back out in the world.
How many got out?
A lot.
That's why you're here. We need your help to catch them.
The Hunting Party on AXN.
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do. We represent people on the worst day of their lives.
That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
Donnie Ray Black was murdered. They knew about it. They covered it up.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
The Rainmaker on AXN.
The current score in the midst of halftime is 61-49. The Formosa Dreamers really pulled ahead in the second quarter. It was quite neck and neck in the first, but as we see right now, this is the largest lead that the Dreamers have as of yet.
Yeah, for the Dreamers, Holman and Tompkins have been able to score the ball consistently, and don't feel too bad because Benjamin Bentel has sent to the free throw line many times. The three-pointer out of the ATO, maybe a gift by the Lioneers with a missed defensive coverage on that last play. The Lioneers playing at home got off to an energetic start as you would expect, but they got to run more offense. There's a few guys that have been left open to shoot the basketball, and the Dreamers have been the beneficiaries of the right scouting report, leaving the right guys open. The Lioneers haven't made them pay. It's going to be a hard-hat game, though, Taylor. Lots of fouls and lots of free throws.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll talk more about the halftime stats as we take a look. It is 1-1 in the Group B series, so stay tuned for more TPBL after the following break.
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
全新影集《王牌律师奏语人》，星期一至五 AXN 全台首播。
The team wasn't what it used to be. I tried to keep my mind busy at the office. The job wasn't right without her.
Not much has been easy for him.
I know I messed up.
Yep, you sure did.
I need this team back to the way it was before I lose my damn mind.
I love cop stuff.
全新第二季，重返犯罪现场，起源5月28日起 ，AXN 全台首播。
Looks like we have a prison break on our hands.
Making a break for it.
FBI!
This man's cold-blooded.
There's a 12-year-old girl being held captive by a violent murderer.
We cannot let her spiral into terror.
Everyone's stacked in the house.
He's been watching you.
Oh my God.
He locked us down here. 联邦调查局 FBI 就在 AXN。
我以为是我太小看梁延东，原来我要对付的根本不止他一个。
你又跟任飞瞒着我们吵什么？
你现在还相信警方能够好好处理这件事吗？
再不堪的事情，最后都会摊在阳光下。收到。
密曲第2章微光将近，星期六晚上9点 AXN 首播。
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
全新影集《王牌律师奏语人》，星期一至五 AXN 全台首播。
Just watch me now. Hey. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me
Taking a look at the current halftime stats for the Group B Series Game 3 between the Dreamers and the Lioneers. From the field overall, the Dreamers are putting in the work, 54% overall from the three. Their three-point shooting has adjusted accordingly in the second quarter, while the Lioneers trail behind 4 for 15. As we take a look tonight in terms of rebounds, Brandon Gilbeck not protecting the paint as much, but they're still holding off for the, as we take a look at the assist to turnover ratios, Formosa Dreamers 18, Lioneers only with 11 tonight.
Yeah, the Dreamers have been doing their homework, getting in the passing lane of the Lioneers, causing 13 turnovers. Not shown is they have 9 assists. It's not the Lioneers stepping out of bounds as much, traveling as much, which we have seen.
As we take a look at the score rankings, as we see Lioneers, their locals have been struggling. Maureen Marici, the only player in the double digits, 17 points, whereas for the Formosa Dreamers, you got 3 players, and it is Eric Holman, and Wayne, 12 points, with Bento also at 12. So let's see what kind of improvements or adjustments the Lioneers will have to make in the second half.
Yeah, adjustments, but at least for now, Jade has been a spark off the bench, 7 points, and they need the rest of their, especially their starting guards, to pitch in and contribute their flow, because they're the key to the Lioneers initiating their offense.
Most definitely. We'll talk a little bit more about the other players, but we'll have one more break before we get started in the second half. So we'll be right back.
Looks like we have a prison break on our hands.
Making a break for it.
This man's cold-blooded.
There's a 12-year-old girl being held captive by a violent murderer.
We cannot let her spiral into terror.
Everyone stack on the house.
He's been watching you.
Oh my God.
He locked us down here.
联邦调查局 FBI 就在 AXN。
我以为是我太小看梁延东，原来我要对付的根本不止他一个。
你又跟任飞瞒着我们吵什么？
你现在还相信警方能够好好处理这件事吗？
再不堪的事情，最后都会摊在阳光下。出动！
密曲第2章微光将近，星期6晚上9点 AXN 首播。
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
全新影集《王牌律师奏语人》，星期1至。
Just watch me now. Hey. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me now. You can't stop me. You can't stop me.
Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you Group B Series Game 3 here at Hsinchu County Gymnasium. Now, we talked off camera about certain adjustments or who we would want to see more on the court, and we talked about Jade Xu coming in. I think the Formosa Dreamers, they weren't expecting to see him on the court so early, so he brought a little bit of an energy or a shockwave to the offense for the Lioneers, who scored 7 points, so maybe we'll see him more in the second half.
I think the biggest thing for Jade is attacking the basket with courage, because sometimes you have substitutes don't get a lot of playing time, might be settling outside in the three-point area, looking for their chances that way, but Jade kind of forcing the issue. Meanwhile, the Dreamers are living without Haji Ling Junji, but doing okay. They had some success in the pick and roll, especially with Wayne and Bento, as we see Michael Holyfield, former Lioneer. He's with a different club here in Taiwan, taking in the ball game. And whoever wins this game will be getting a closeout opportunity in Game 4. The Dreamers haven't had a closeout since the 2021 season.
Yeah, Michael Holyfield in full support of his younger brother, TJ Holyfield. Now, Michael Holyfield does have playoff experience with the Hsinchu Lioneers. He's played 2 seasons with the Lion Nation. He now plays for the Taipei Fubon Braves. They're going to gear up for their playoffs very soon. But swinging back over to the current game, now we talked about Jade Shu maybe getting more minutes on the court. In particular, as you mentioned, there's a lot of open looks from the outside. Zhenbo Yu, he does not shoot from the outside. He is 0 for 4 tonight and 0 assists so far in this game.
Yeah, Zhenbo Yu has developed into a pretty good point guard, very good point guard in fact. But if he's off ball because the Lioneers are running so much driving kick offense, well, that's going to leave him as the open man because the Dreamers should know they want to leave him as the shooter as we get another look. My mistake, it wasn't a loose ball situation. It was Pember about to start a break and Aji jumping in, trying to distract and deflect the pass and end up taking one right in the noggin.
Yeah, so he's gotten stitches, so we were told by media that he's all patched up, but he's still on concussion watch for tonight's game. But he should be ready to go in the Game 4 matchup.
Well, if he's out in the very loud Hsinchu County Stadium, maybe the concussion not as immediate.
Loose ball, out of bounds.
That one bounced all over and off 3 or 4 limbs before rolling out of bounds. So my point was, if you have concussions, you really don't want to be in a place that has intense light or certainly not intense sounds to get another look off the legs, off of a brush, and the only chance for the Lioneers is if Wayne had that last touch.
Between the legs as it bounced past to Bentil for the big bucket. Get things started in the second.
Right away going at Drew Pember and going baseline. I think that might not be a bad choice, and he still left himself with a bank shot opportunity, so good angle.
So we talked about Zhenbo Yu a little bit cold in the first half, but Liu Chenxun also a little quiet. He has yet to score in tonight's game.
Let's see this defensive sequence after Bentil. See, Joker's help defense is not all that aggressive, so it's almost like he's not there. An assist the other way could be in the offering.
That'll be Tompkins' 4th foul now. He only played 10 minutes, what we're seeing on the TPBL website, and Liu Chenxun heard us talking, and finally he puts down his first bucket.
Previously 0 for 2. He's been forced to defend the Dreamers all over the place, all kind of matchups going after him, so he needs to score on the other end.
It's a turnover, and Drew Pember to Oscar, and here comes Marine Marich with the monster jam.
The Lioneers sniffing out an opportunity. Pember going with a finesse defensive move instead of holding out Bentil, which did not succeed on the previous possession. And they get paid off with a fast break.
Randall Wacko wide open, sinks the 3. And that'll be his second 3 tonight. Kind of hit a cold streak early, and that was a loose ball. Oscar with the save. And the referee catches Bentil. And that will be Bentil's 3rd one.
Look previously at Liu Chenxun, the no-tip 3. I always find that very impressive skill. Previously, you see Bentil did not hold his position. Pember able to scoot around him and start a fast break. Meanwhile,
the turnover, and Xiaoan punishes the Lioneers. And he'll get a chance at the line, but looks like he might have landed on his wrist.
And if I'm the Dreamers, I am very unhappy with Oscar taking up the space underneath Xiaoan's jump and landing area. He helped up, but probably all shaken up on the fall.
That's definitely gonna leave a nasty bruise tomorrow. Take a look. There's a pass intercepted by Jiang Yuan.
To be fair, oh no, Oscar bends down and makes himself unpredictable for the fall of the would-be layup taker. But it's going to be just the and one free throw.
Very dangerous, but not intentional. Score now 69-54. Lioneers trying to start a run there. On the corner, shaking off Zhang Zhongxian. Here comes the pull-up jumper for Joker off the glass into the ring.
Don't forget, Joker started the game off with the mid-range jumper.
Yes.
So there's the shot somewhere. Just got to give him into an area he's comfortable.
Got to ease him back into the game. And bobbing and weaving for the lay-in.
Well, so much for saying he might be a little uncomfortable out there. Zhang Yuan got so much courage in that frame.
In for the Dramatics pocket pass over to Pember. The help defense on the Dreamers side here is Joker for free throws, and we're gonna call it on what appears to be Tompkins. So that's his 5th one. Dangerous territory. So Eric Holman will return to the game.
Not very wise by Tompkins. You do prevent a layup, but now the Dreamers are in a rotation substitution quandary. Just gonna say, Oscar earned his 4th personal foul earlier, and he's gonna be left in there. But the Dreamers with the problems of their own, and they have 3 team fouls in the early goings.
Now we talked about how the Lioneers had a very different lineup in their last playoff series. That was against the Tarim Purim Pilots. Oscar Gao and Xiaohei were coming off the bench. The starting lineup included Tian Hao, Zhu Yunhao, and Li Jiarui, who, quite frankly, they ride the bench and have a lot of DNPs this season. And that is smooth like silk for Eric Holman up top.
And Eric Holman can score from up close, and maybe he's got the longest range of all the Dreamer shooters.
Liu Hsinchu off of Marine Marich's screen. Screams back for the 3. That's 2 threes for the rookie in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, great screen by Maric and the handoff to give him that much daylight to shoot the 3 ball.
There we have the matchup. Liu Hsinchu guarding the import player. Bentil finds a Jet. What a backdoor cut.
Yeah, the Lioneers settle into a zone, but the ball in the dangerous spot and the defense on the backside falling asleep.
Quick catch and shoot. Couldn't get the 3. That was Oscar's attempt. He's only with 3 points and 3 assists today. Off the screen, the side step 3, it misses. "16 seconds remain on the clock." Off of Pember's screen, here is Sumborg. Not confident, as I mentioned, 0 for 4 from 3 tonight, and there's a backcourt violation.
Yeah, his teammates weren't all that much helpful. Zimbabwe had an import on him, closed up the space, but nobody even taking up the point. You see Maric, maybe the intended target, but a false step and a wide pass, and it's another turnover against the Lioneers. Really can't afford them when they find themselves down by 15 at home.
And he's visibly and rightfully pretty frustrated with himself. And again, we talk about how he's made 0 assists tonight, as we briefly saw Jade Shu, so clock is ticking. Will we see him on the court? 7 minutes, 15 seconds left in the 3rd. TJ Holyfield with a downhill pass to Joker.
Got to be careful about fouling.
Skip pass to Joker. Dials in and forces the 3. No assist, but he'll take the points. He's got 14 points on the board now. Down here and stepping back with the attempt from up top, no good. Currently, the Lioneers and Dreamers are tied in the 3rd, 15 all. Marine Maric no basket. What they call a foul on the Formosa Dreamers, and Ma Jianhao limps off the court. We'll see maybe how he tweaked his leg, perhaps. Yeah.
Being stepped on by Oscar.
Now, hopefully that's not the same ankle that he sprained during the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Maric digging deep. Second time is a charm for number 34. He's trying to get the foul call by the refs, but with no avail. Lioneers behind by 10 points. Dreamers trying to pull ahead on the floor. It looks to be it's Umbor. He's slowly getting up. Trailing behind, it's 4-5. The Euro step loses it to Randall Wacko. Now Eric Holman coming through for the lay-in finish.
Yeah, finally a Dreamer takes it all the way to the basket. They've been settling for threes after their initial run.
Dreamers trying to get away with it. So that's a foul call on Jiang Yu and Wayne.
The Dreamers very close to the action, trying to contend that Oscar was the one that initiated the contact. And just with 5:38, we'll be going to the official timeout. Dreamers have pulled ahead.
The team wasn't what it used to be. I tried to keep my mind busy at the office. The job wasn't right without her.
Not much has been easy for him.
I know I messed up.
Yep, you sure did.
I need this team back to the way it was before I lose my damn mind.
I love cop stuff.
全新第二季，重返犯罪现场，起源5月28日起 ，AXN 全台首播。
Looks like we have a prison break on our hands.
Making a break for it.
This man's cold-blooded.
There's a 12-year-old girl being held captive by a violent murderer.
We cannot let her spiral into terror.
Everyone's stacked in the house.
He's been watching you.
Oh my God.
He locked us down here.
联邦调查局 FBI 就在 AXN。
我以为是我。
Oscar Gao at the line for free throws after the TV timeout. Got a lot of fans here on this Thursday evening on May 14th. Dumbor will get a breather on the bench. So does Ma Jianhao, as Oscar had stepped on his foot in the Dreamers' last possession.
The Dreamers already in the penalty. Lioneers ceding some ground here in the third quarter, but only one team foul, perhaps in the timeout. There will be more physical, more aggressive on the defensive end. I think the most important part is let the Dreamers settle for those outside shots.
The Lioneers are going to have to settle down too. We take a look at the assist to turnover ratios. They've already racked up 17 turnovers tonight, whereas the Formosa Dreamers way under their average 8. Well, Benjamin Bentel draws a foul right before the shot clock went off.
I'm sure Maric saying that he's got the taller stature. He was right on top of it. It should have been all ball. Let's take another look at the replay, though. Two-man action with a big center underneath. Got him in the air, and it certainly looked more violent than perhaps being an all-ball situation. Not that you can't call a foul on the follow-through, which is still part of the game. So we have the benefit of replay. The referee did not.
Remember, Bentel and Maric had a tense moment before the halftime. Luckily pulled apart by the referees and their teammates. Bentil at the line right now. He's got 16 points, 4 rebounds, and leads in assists 7 tonight. That might be a season high for him. Check that. The season high is hitting his first ever triple-double in TPBL. That shot is off mark for Oscar. Hit his first triple-double against the Hsinchu Lioneers. And that 3 is going to continue to pummel the Lioneers. Made by Lu Guanliang, Ryan, number 28. A stoppage on the game right now.
Yeah, that'll send the Lioneers to the line, and I think without Gilbeck, Maric is the biggest player out there, though maybe some gamesmanship on that one. It looks like the offensive player was doing some freestyle down the court.
Nice
I'm talking about laps in the pool, not breakdances in the pregame.
Taisangang returns back to the game.
Lioneers free throw shooting keeps on improving, now in the high 70s percentage.
And Maric has hit double-double stats, 23 points, 10 rebounds. Had his debut with Sim Bular against the Torrance Beer Leopards right before the import deadline. And Bentil nearly loses it. Back over to Holman. Hook pass over to Jet. Pulling up for the long range 2. Too strong and too deep. Luguan Shin returns to the game as well. Oscar letting the clock run. Sidestepping from Bentil. Out of bounds, Dreamers ball.
Yeah, Holyfield thought he was on the same page with Maric with that tap of a pass, and it'll be not only, well, I guess a partial turnover. We'll see how they score it, and the chance for the Dreamers to make a substitution. Sweet move by Oscar on the crossover.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to pass it back real quick to Maric, but just the wrong positioning there. There's a hedge out from Maric. 5 seconds remain. Holman up top, drives in, down the lane, and the tap in for Bentil is good.
Now, nobody on the block out with the closeout situation, everybody going to the ball, and the Dreamers built back a 15-point lead.
Back over to Gogolhao, no look pass to Maric. Tapping outwards. Here's Taisangang for the 3. Trying to get the splash hit. That was a drop in the bucket. Current score 85-70. The backdoor cut as Wako tries to save the pass. Benjamin Bentil with a big bucket. And Wassam El-Sus trying to stop the bleeding as they continue to rack up the points, whereas the Lioneers just don't seem to have a solution.
The Lioneers defensively are not playing their team defensive principles. Too many guys crashing in to help, not on their assignments, allowing a little bit of dribble penetration. As you see, tough ask for Maric to stick with Holman, who's demonstrated he's got that long-range 3 on the successive possession. It was actually Taisangang who also went down, and there was the rotation miss with a Wako initiating a drive-in, a kick-out.
Let's see if we can listen in to Wassam El-Sus on the mic right now.
That big for Luke. Daniel, shortcut, Luke, Bob. Guys, again, you open, man, shoot the ball. Don't play scared. Why are we playing a little bit scared? We're passing up good looks, good shots. Attack! Hey, forget about the scoreboard! Forget about the result! Possession by possession, we can cut it! Me too, on this. Yeah. Okay. Let's fight, guys. Hey, in these 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we need to try to cut it to 10 points. 我们追到10 points， 这就是我们的了。追到10分，加油！不要放弃，加油！Lioneers， 掉。
While the Formosa Dreamers continue to pull ahead in the third quarter, we heard on the mic Wassam Al-Sus constantly reminding the Lioneers to stop playing scared on the court, because quite frankly that's how they appear. And just like that, I wanted to say that they should throw a wrench in the game and play Jade Hsu, and just like clockwork, he checks into the game with under 3 minutes remaining. Drew Pember checks in for Marich.
Substitutions for the Dreamers as well in the front court with Tompkins and Doway together.
Well, Tompkins sat out for the majority of the third quarter after committing his 5th foul. And Lioneers quick to get a bucket after the called timeout. Skip pass to Tompkins, up top, Trey Tompkins. No good up top. Guanchen with a scoop pass to TJ Holyfield. That's his 2nd jam tonight.
Yeah, in partial transition, the Dreamers don't do a good enough job closing in the gaps and allowed that dribble penetration and the dish.
They need this boost of energy right now, as they still have much work to do in the 4th quarter, which is close right now. 7 seconds remain on the shot clock. Here is Xiaoan going ISO. He's just a feat of physicality now. He has racked up 19 points now. Drew Pember up top for the 3 and getting the splash hit.
Xiaoan's been doing a superb job without Lin Junji coming off the bench in this one, but the Lioneers, they got to focus on that end of the floor defensively. With a minute left, aggressive defense, a good idea, but you better have a great shot at a steal. Will be their 3rd team fouls. Get another look. Even with Holyfield waiting for him, here to get the block shot. And meanwhile, missed assignment by the Dreamers against Pember.
Basket does not count. Well, look, Lioneers couldn't afford the fouls right now. They only have now 3 team fouls.
Yeah, again, it was a little bit of a mixed direction and a switch where Xiao Kang hit him once and then hit him a 2nd time.
All these fouls are tacked on, because right now the issue for the Lioneers is Xiaoan with 19 points and 5 assists. Pember corralling the rebound. Here comes Jade Hsu. See if they can convert this possession into buckets. They launch the missile, and Tai Gong hits the target.
Yeah, Tai Gong pitching in here in the 3rd quarter, finding some confidence with a jump shot on the right side, and that starts on defense, forcing an ISO fadeaway jump shot. Not a high percentage shot when there was a physical mismatch.
Here comes Randall Wacko, ice in his veins. No, but he picks up his rebound.
Foul on the rebound, and that's got to release a little bit of air out of the balloon. That is the Lioneers run here at the end of the 3rd. But they got to fight hard with different personnel out there.
And Tai Gong will commit another foul. You see the hooked arms between him and Tompkins.
Yeah, he was kind of blindsided on the play, or blind to the play, as the ball was going over his head and Tompkins' head. It would have landed in Wacko's hands no matter what.
Tompkins will get nothing but net. Very consistent free throw shooter, 86% at the line. So far in the playoffs, though, in the last game, he scored 5 points in game 2. Pretty uncharacteristic of the imports to score so low on both sides even.
Yeah. The Dreamers trying to gamble that their substitutes could finish off this quarter, but they're -8.
Free throws coming for Lu Guanxin. Clear as day. That was a foul called on his older brother, Lu Guanliang.
For a second, I had a double take. Like, is that the right Lu did we get? No, you got it right. You're on it. Yeah, Lu Guanxin faking, rejecting the screen and taking the body bump. It was clean on the strip, but there could have been some blocking foul before.
First time these brothers are going head-to-head against each other in Taiwan Pro Ball. Again, we have a very interesting playoff matchup for this year. The Kings never played against the Leopards. Dreamers going head-to-head against the Lioneers for the first time ever. So 2.73 seconds remain. Tompkins over to Hayden Lau, and there's the shot. Close but no cigar. So Lioneers with a valiant effort in the third quarter, trying to make up for lost time in the last couple of minutes. They're behind by 10 points. Let's see what magic they could make in the last quarter. We'll be back with more TPBL playoffs.
我以为是我太小看梁延东，原来我要对付的根本不止他一个。
你又跟任飞瞒着我们吵什么？
你现在还相信警方能够好好处理这件事吗？
再不堪的事情，最后都会摊在阳光下。收到。
密曲第2章微光将近，星期六晚上9点 ，AXN 首播。
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives.
That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
全新影集《王牌律师奏与人》，星期1至5 ，AXN 全台首播。
The team wasn't what it used to be. I tried to keep my mind busy at the office. The job wasn't right without her.
Not much has been easy for him.
I know I messed up. Yep, you sure did.
I need this team back to the way it was before I lose my damn mind.
I love cop stuff.
全新第2季，重返犯罪现场，起源5月28日起 ，AXN 全台首播。
龙上场，攻城市 ，Go Go Go！ 还有哪里？
You're watching AXN Sports. This is the TPBL playoffs. The Formosa Dreamers are at Hsinchu County Gymnasium to play the Hsinchu Lioneers. We are about to start off the final quarter.
Lioneers 10 assists on the quarter, a lot more simplified driving kick offense, but the Dreamers, they try to get rest for their bench, but end up giving up a 12-2 run.
Strip like paint thinner. It's Lioneers possession. Cai Zhengong with another three that was too short. And this is to say the Formosa Dreamers with such a huge lead right now. This is without Brandon Gilfick, 4th-time Defensive Player of the Year. Aji sitting out of tonight's game. Trey Tompkins in foul trouble. So just goes to show how their experience right now is getting them such the lead that they have now. Bentil with the two-piece.
Yeah, a couple of second chances for the Dreamers. Walko to Bentil in a good position.
Ooh, Pember, unlucky there. Formosa Dreamers, they've scored 46 points in the paint, only 30 for the Lioneers. So due to foul trouble, it's Holman and Bentel starting the fourth quarter as they call an illegal screen on Lau.
Yeah, trying to sneak in a I'm just passing through kind of screen, tying up Jade. Yeah, it was quite a hit that he delivered too.
So Wassam El-Sus choosing to start Pember and Holyfield for their imports as Lu Guanshen left wide open down the lane. Gets the lay-in finish. Tough on defense. It goes to Bentil. Nearly loses it. There's no point of return as they call a shot clock violation.
Zero inspiration on that offensive attack, and then Bentil with a behind the back from the mid-range area is always a dangerous proposition. Getting a look, tries to switch it up. Maybe he was tugged, but it's easy for Holyfield to jump over and double team, force that shot clock violation.
I was hoping for a shooting foul at that moment, but no call made by the referees. It's Tai Tang-gong resetting out to TJ Holyfield. Had the look, not the touch. Ma with a kick out for Trey Tompkins. Oh, getting nothing but air there. Tompkins tonight starting 10 points, 0 for 4 though. Making those 3-point attempts. Off the screen. No foul call made by the referees, but Tai Tang-gong will make up for it with the fadeaway.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a weird play that did not freeze the Lioneers, but kind of froze the Dreamers, in fact.
Yeah. So maybe that's their strategy in the second half, cause confusion for the Dreamers, but left wide open. You're gonna leave Xiaoma with those open shots, and lucky for the Lioneers, he misses. Trapped right there at the corner, but they reset, and here's Lou buckets for the 3, no splash zone though.
Gotta think the Dreamers want to get the ball in the painted area.
Lau getting the fourth quarter start over Jiang Yuan. Haven't seen him get a quarter start in quite some time. Rebound on the opposite end. He chucks that one, unfortunately. Hasn't scored quite like he did in game 2. He's got 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 for TJ Holyfield. Is beautiful poetry in motion, and the score now is 94-89. Doug Braden forces a timeout call.
Yeah, Holyfield might not have a reputation of a shooter, but I've been watching, and all of the second half, he's got his eyes on that basket. He was thinking about it earlier. You see previously on the what looked like a broken play. Tai Tang-gong with the good shooting talent. Meanwhile, Tompkins with foul trouble needs to play back, but Holyfield made him pay for it. TJ Holyfield, not Mike.
我以为是我太小看梁延东，原来我要对付的根本不止他一个。
你又跟任飞瞒着我们吵什么？
你现在还相信警方能够好好处理这件事吗？
再不堪的事情，最后都会摊在阳光下。出动！
密曲第2章微光将近，星期6晚上9点 ，AXN 首播。
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
You are doing what you were meant to do.
We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That hospital killed my boy.
Let us help you. We're going against the biggest firm in the state.
Mr. Baird, I look forward to some more friendly sparring.
His client is guilty of criminal conspiracy.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
全新影集《王牌律师奏语人》，星期一至五 AXN 全台首播。
The crowd went wild earlier after Holyfield, TJ Holyfield, was in his bag. He got the stroke right before Doug Creighton called for the timeout. Really took Wassam El-Sous's comment to heart. Don't play scared on the court. This is his first game in the playoffs. He sat out as the Lioneers, they employed their big men in the last two games. Bentil, though, with a bucket up top.
Yeah, Taitagon was giving him the right lane to drive. He didn't take it. Maybe he knows something I don't.
96-89, TJ Holyfield from the wing. He is in his bag like DoorDash. And Michael Holyfield, he says, I came down here for good reason. Well, Holyfield's got the stroke now. 13 points tonight now. And a referee calls a foul on Jade Shu.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Dreamers post up in a long time, giving up what before the timeout was a 19-6 run from the end of the third quarter. And the Lioneers, these reserves are playing with confidence and giving the Lioneers a chance here in a pivotal Game 3. Winner will have a closeout game in Game 4.
And look, the Lioneers, they have a huge home court advantage, as we talked about it. They are Stadium of the Year. Their crowds get loud and very passionate, and especially on a weeknight game. I think from all the games that we've catched for this season's TPBL playoffs, this might be the most fans that we've seen as of yet. And just like that, the Lioneers have cut the deficit down to as little as 5 points.
One crucial point, no turnovers yet.
Curl in, down the lane, and Jade Shu pulls up. Getting inspiration from TJ Holyfield coming off the bench tonight, and this is to say that we are not seeing Galwahao and Joker today, or right now. 97-94, a great comeback for the Lioneers in the second half. Eric Holman digging deep for the and one. Trying to put a lid on it. They called a blocking foul. Now Asuso contests that. I should have called travel.
Yeah, that was a brute force kind of move by Holman. Not a lot going into it. First, outspinning Tai Tseng-gong and taking it to Holyfield. At least that's, if you're the Lioneers, that's what you saw, the offensive player. Now, to be fair, Holyfield is the help defender coming in, so the referees could say, hey, he was just a beat late on that help defense.
So it looked like in that instant, body on the floor, Pember got a nasty fall there. That's gonna be on Bentil for the blocking foul. Or a pushing foul now, they call it.
You see crossed up and trying to stay with the play. I think the Dreamers do have an argument because Pember was going into Bentil's chest, so you might think that's legal defense. The defense is giving way and Pember kind of spinning himself out of balance. It'll be his fourth personal foul, and he's been playing all of this fourth quarter, so you got to think fatigue might be an issue. This might be an opportune time to give him some rest.
Fatigue could be a huge issue for both teams, all the players, quite frankly, especially those who have played all 3 games, and that is Bentil. As we mentioned, Gilbeck is out of tonight's roster. "17 seconds on the shot clock, and off the glass into the ring. It is Lu Guanshen for another bucket. And that was Jade Xu throwing dimes. His 4th one tonight. Ooh. Hand in the cookie jar, Holman finds Younger and intercepted by Tai Tengang. 2nd, 3rd time. Loose ball, Jade Xu trying to pick it up, and Bentil will hand it off to Holman. They call a 3-second violation. Too much time in the paint. And it goes back to the Lioneers.
Maybe you can consider the Lioneers a little lucky there. The Dreamers were poking that one away. The 3-second call bailing them out because it was Bentil and Holman in a more advantageous position there.
The handoff to Lu Guanshen. Left in the corner. 5 seconds remain. With the last touch, Tai Tengang puts it down for the Lioneers. And just like that, it's only a 1-point difference between the Formosa Dreamers and Hsinchu Lioneers. The Formosa Dreamers are looking quite vulnerable right now. A couple of missed opportunities, but Benjamin Bentil shuts the Lioneers fans down. Just barely keeping the lead right now. Ryan checks into the game. As we take a look at Tai Tengang.
Yeah, wow. Great confidence to take that pump fake, and with the time running down, Tai Tengang with the not a lot of rotation on those 3 balls, but he's been making them work.
Once again, key note in today's game, or as of the 2nd half, is really their bench players. They have Jade Xu coming in, Tai Tengang, obviously, Lu Guanshen as of late, really coming through for the Lioneers. Again, we have yet to see their starting guards, Liu Hsinchu, Joker, and Oscar. 4 seconds remain. Bentil loses it. Loose ball out of bounds. And that's a foul on number 17.
Yeah, Bentil finally getting to the dribble drive. It might be at a slower pace because of the fatigue, but so was the defender in front of him. You see Tai Tengang already leaning to the strong side, and the body bump and the reach down. That was ultimately too much for the referees to let go. So a chance for the Dreamers to kind of catch their breath, increase this pretty small lead.
And luckily for the Lioneers and their fans, Bentil misses the first free throw. Tai Tengang will continue to stay in the game despite having 5 fouls now. But he's been a good matchup, good size, and he's already logged in 13 points.
Here in the 2nd half, the Lioneers making 8 3-pointers. The Dreamers making 5, but of 5 of 17, not a good percentage.
Oh my goodness! Drew Pember with a stare down. Punishes the rim there. That's quite a death glare, and looks like he's got a lot of things to say. As even Lisa's pretty fired up from the Lioneers side. We got a called timeout. The current score 104-101 as we see the baseline drive for Pember. Ooh, and what we're seeing on the replay is the no foul call. You saw the touch made by made by Bento there. There's that stank face there afterwards.
Now the Dreamers might be affected by the sound, did not match up defensively. They've been in man defense a lot of this second half, and they paid for it there by allowing Pember, the youngest player, as you're reminding us, the youngest import in this matchup. And so an opportunity to show off the hops, give the Lioneers a boost. It's now time for the Dreamers to respond. They've been kind of dragging since the end of the third quarter, whether it was the bench unit or some of the main guys that Coach Creighton has in there, include a long stint for Bento, a long stint for Holman. Things might only get worse. Defensively, with their sliding their feet, trying to stay in the play, and offensively, settling for threes instead of trying to get some dribble penetration, force the Lioneers to make a mistake rotationally.
Particularly as Tompkins has yet to make an appearance in the final quarter. He's got 5 personal fouls. Now, if they had called that foul on Bento, well, that would be 2 of their imports who would be in danger of graduating from this game, or as we, technically speaking, fouling out. Unfortunately, the game has to move on despite the Lioneers fans' cries at the referees. Coming out of Doug Creighton's timeout. 8 seconds remain. The clock is burning down. Holman going ISO against Drew Pember. Too little, too late though. That's a shot clock violation.
Great job by Pember just to stay disciplined, absorb the contact, let the offensive player with tired legs make the mistake. Holman didn't even offer up a great shot. I don't even know if he has a left-handed hook. Trying to draw a whistle.
The 25-year-old definitely fired up after that monster slam dunk. Jade Shu with the downhill curl reset out. Tai Teng-Gong with a fadeaway. Splash zone at the free throw line this time.
Man, if Wu Guanshan has been the top local scorer for the Lioneers before, Tai Teng-Gong has been putting things on his back. 10 points in the second half.
This is the closest that the series has ever gone. Blocked off by Tai Teng-Gong. And Jade Shu is on the floor. They call it. Now referees call for jump ball, but it appears to be actually a shot clock violation. So it will be Lioneers possession.
And look, Tai Teng-Gong with fresher legs got Lu Guanyang on the spin cycle, and maybe he's working on that turnaround fadeaway because Holman not in the vicinity to help out. Meanwhile, we see the loose ball. Right now, only advantage Lioneers. It'd be even sweeter if they call a shot clock violation, so they don't need to change the direction of the arrow. And indeed, it was a shot clock violation. They changed it up.
And this is to say that the Lioneers were behind as far as about 15 points, and that was a heck of an art. Heck of an attempt for Jade Shu. Trying to get to the double digits. He's with the 9 points and 5 assists. Here comes Eric Holman. He's on the floor. Hard landing. So the referees will be reviewing the IRS right now as they call a pushing foul on Drew Pember, seeing if they need to upgrade it.
I think this is partly to give these two teams a break, but partly in response to how hard Holman fell. He's only now being helped up off the floor. It could be just the fatigue, but it could be the hard contact. You see Pember jumping that pass, and looks to be a very hard reach down with the right arm. I could see this one going either way.
So we're taking a look at the baseline camera. So he really more so gets knocked down once Holyfield charges in.
Yeah, I think the referees might be judging if Pember is winding up. You see the way the right hand goes back and goes down. One of the context clues that the NBA officials, for example, will look to.
So as of right now, we're just looking at the two camera views, one up top, one from the baseline once again. But seems to me we're seeing the referees move and getting ready to make the announcement. And it will be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul. Now the fans are up on their feet, but not for good reason.
Another point that the referees could be considering is if Pember had any holding with that right arm to cause Holman to lose balance even more besides the windup. Definitely hard to take if you're the Lioneers. They're building momentum. And
that'll really cool things down, and we see the Lioneers fans, they're making the money gesture. They're jeering and booing the referees now as Holman will be at the line. And again, the banner, as we just saw a 6-time Stadium of the Year organization. And part of it is due to their very passionate fans. And in their pre-game video before the playoffs, one of the taglines is, we didn't realize that, or that they learned that it wasn't the city that needed the team, but it was the team that needed the city. So we're very much seeing how passionate and how into it the fans are.
A couple of free throws made. I'd expect the Dreamers to go again in the post-up with Holman the intended target.
Pember, the only starter for the Lioneers. Ben Bentil left wide open. He misses from up top. This is where Elsus choosing to play Pember and Holyfield. They're smaller guys. Lubanstring passes in those blank checks for the Hsinchu Lioneers. Gets the and one. He'll be at the line.
Yeah, Lubanstring being such a threat as a jump shooter has opened up his driving lanes, and there's countless times he's been able to beat his man. Before he's got that free layup, Walko stuck in, and this play caused the foul, but was not able to cause a miss. There you see Walko creating the contact there as he was taking his steps, and a nice touch with the right hand over the shoulder layup.
Now, Lubanstring, he's not a flashy player. He doesn't have the aesthetics or doesn't have the energy like Galwahal, but he's quite shown to be a threat coming off the bench all season long. And just like that, he's got 11 points. Not the highest scoring on the Lioneers side, but quite deadly in the fourth quarter right now. As coming through from the baseline, that's Jang Yuan. Getting 2 points.
Jang Yuan coming in perhaps with fresh legs, attacking the basket and avoiding the help defender.
Score now 108-106. And the Dreamers got fouls to give. Here comes Jade Shu, outnumbered, and here comes Revan Mock, already waiting for the trailers though.
What a stop with Riven kind of taken out of the play by that screen.
But credit goes to the Lioneers. They still got a lot of juice there, a lot of gas in the tank. They're quick on transition. 7 seconds remain. Jang Yuan with a kick out back to Bentil. Over the masses. That just falls in. And now Wissam Al-Sous will call for the timeout.
What a sequence by the Dreamers in response with the stadium going crazy. First it was Xiaoan able to get all the way to the basket, and the next possession the Dreamers defending 4-on-5, able to coax the miss. There's previously Xiaoan avoiding Lu Guanxue. Maybe he's got to work on his shot blocking. Don't fault him for that. Meanwhile, on the other side, forcing a miss out of Jade, and Holman able to stick with it for the block shot. And I definitely question Riven slowing things down, but with Wayne in there, they found Bento. Not enough of a contest, and the generous bounce of the basketball gives the Dreamers a little bit more cushion with 48 seconds left in the ball game.
Well, this is why Zhang Yuran has all the accolades that he has. He is a MVP from T1. He's been league MVP multiple times, actually. And again, this is where his experience really comes in handy for the Formosa Dreamers. Maybe we can take a listen to Wissam Al-Sous and Doug Breton.
Instead of pick, staggered, Lou's gonna put, and then DJ's gonna pick his old man for two. Good, that's good. Be behind DJ. Okay. Only 13 seconds. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. If we miss, we need a quick one. We do. If we stay like half over 30 seconds, no foul. We try to play it. We try to make a good stop with a double dab. With a double dab. Go.
So both teams have one timeout remaining, and this is to say there's only 47.87 seconds left in the game.
Very important part for Coach Al-Sous to remind the team they want to be at the advantage end of the 2-for-1. So you want to manage how much time you let burn off the clock, take that first shot, get the stop, get the second score, and win the ball game. It's tough to change personnel here, though, with such a tight game.
14 seconds on the shot clock for the Lioneers. In this single possession, who will make the shot? It is Drew Pember with a long-range two. Just off mark there. Here's Zhang Yuran drawing a foul off of Tai Tenggang, and just like that, he is out of the game. That's his 6-1.
And the Lioneers set up a play to get Pember a look on the left side. Looks like he was trying to draw the foul instead of really go all the way to the basket or take a jumper. And by throwing off his own balance, not a great look. And the Dreamers, to their credit, get the defensive rebound. And Xiaoan, his experience, I thought he might want to throw the ball down court, but there's risk. He's a good ball handler, forced the Lioneers to go up and foul them. Burn a second or two off the clock. Dreamers are in control with free throws coming up.
Well, Oscar Gao comes in replacement of Tai Tenggang. He's had quite a game coming off the bench. Number 17, Daniel, in tonight's game. 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, and 2 blocks even.
Yeah, he's been playing great. Sometimes the jumper's not there, but he's been finding ways to contribute. A lot of growth from his previous season.
So Al-Sous uses his final timeout. He'll have a player timeout. That's going to be 30 seconds long, but this is his last 1-minute one. 34.24 seconds.
Trouble for the Lioneers, like you mentioned, their starting point guard in Joker and in their starting shoot guard in Oscar have been quite cold. They have not seen hardly any action in the second half. There would be the guys you would turn to initiate the offensive attack to create an advantage. But if it's going to be up to Jade and Lu Guanxue, there's still some spark in there. They'll have to do it without one of their best shooters on the night in Tai Tenggang. As you mentioned, his stat line, we also haven't seen Marich for a while here in the fourth. He has been a better shooter than Bill throughout the regular season, making multiple threes in the first game. Now, the Lioneers down by 6 with 34 seconds left. You really can't afford to just take a 2. It'd be putting the math back in the Dreamers' favor by too much. You almost have to get a 3-point shot up in this possession and the stop, and to do it all over again.
The only thing we need is to believe that we can put it up. We can put it up.
Just as they close the gap to just 1 point, well, the Formosa Dreamers, they pull ahead 112-106. Now this is, again, their first game at home. They'll play once again. They'll get back to it very shortly. It's quick turnarounds for this playoffs. Their next game will be May 16th on Saturday. It's the Lioneers possession, 14 seconds on the clock, on the shot clock once again, and Lu Guanshen draws a foul off of Zhang Zhongxian.
Well, not the worst thing in the world because it doesn't put the Lioneers at the free throw line.
Nope.
But stopping the clock when Jet was in hot pursuit of Lu Guanshen, actually on the switch, so he was tricked up by assuming that Lu Guanshen would take that quick three. Same look.
But you're right, I mentioned earlier the Dreamers had quite a few fouls to spare, but that was their last one. They couldn't make the three-point connection. Out of bounds, it is still the Dreamers.
Man, but that loose ball certainly made me frightened. Why is it taking so long for them to advance it past the timeline? No personnel changes.
But this might be it. Holyfield purposefully commits a foul on Bento.
Now it's a miracle time for the Lioneers. Need missed free throws, and not only do you need to make a three, you might be looking at a half-court, three-quarter court shot just to tie it up.
You're going to need to do a lot, and a lot is an understatement for under 13 seconds left in the game.
Seems like the late game execution by the Lioneers not quite on point. First, it was out of the timeout. Pember on that leaning shot, not a great look. And then twice, Lu Guanshen getting that double drag screen. And the Dreamers been all over it. The defense is so much easier when your goal is just to stop three-point shots.
10 seconds remain. Here's a kick out to Drew Pember. Return back to sender. He'll try it once more, but doesn't have the touch. And just like that, the Formosa Dreamers, they pull it off. They get their second win in the Group B series, but not to say that the Lioneers did not fight back, because they fought really hard. As you take a look at the points by the quarter, the Lioneers, they came through. Big thanks to their bench players, particularly from the local players, as we take a look at the final stats of Game 3.
Yeah, I think the Lioneers do a great job in the second half, controlling their turnover, sharing the basketball, getting good looks, but toward the end, they kind of ran out of the good looks, ran out as the Dreamers built a big enough lead. To their credit, they need to work on how they close games, but with the limited personnel because of fatigue, because of foul trouble, they're able to clinch this game and have a chance to close out the series in Game 4.
So the next game to look forward to is Game 3 of the Group A series. The Taiwan Beer Leopards make a trek up to New Taipei to play the New Taipei Kings. In the meantime, let's see how the Lioneers can turn it around. Again, they have the hometown advantage. It'll be Game 4. Let's see if the Dreamers can pull it off this season, or the Lioneers could hold off and force it into Game 5. Well, what an exciting second half of the game. And again, we talked about the bench players, but unfortunately, their starting guards, well, they'll really need a reset, either mental or physical. And unfortunately, as we said, it was a quick turnaround. The next game is Saturday.
I think for the Lioneers, you certainly are looking for a bounce back. You're playing for your season on the line in the upcoming Game 4. For the Dreamers, they've been playing with their same introverts for a couple of games, and we did see fatigue was a little bit of an issue. They started getting into foul trouble. Let's see if they can manage that and manage through that once again on the road. Not easy to do here in the TPBL.
Well, that's it for us. We thank you so much for tuning in to another exciting TPBL playoff games. It's Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you Game 3 tonight, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.